have snuck downstairs to create a period of time that maybe once never existed. Or for others of you, you might have a colicky, cranky kid who has kept you up and now you're up early in the morning. But the point is, let's rise, let's shine, let's be happy, let's enjoy this day the very best we can. And I love my morning club. I decided to call this Rise and Shine when I initially had this idea to journey through Lent with you, because how we start our day definitely has a huge impact on just our overall attitude, right? Our overall disposition. I was saying that's when when you have those negative thoughts about how you're going to approach your day, it definitely impacts. So the last 22 days, I've been talking about this idea of gratitude, growing in it, appreciating, thanking God for the many little blessings, big blessings, counting them on your fingers. I was thinking about how much it changes my attitude. I was explaining to my little ones the other day, like, when you are grateful, you can see it in your face. You smile, you say thank you. I've been trying to work with them on this idea of gratitude. And it was interesting to just go about teaching it to them, right? Making them aware. That's where we tie in our manners. And sometimes our family are the people that we lack the most manners. We don't treat the best, right? We kind of, it's our family, right? It's our family. It doesn't really matter. But the truth is, it does matter. And so I have a couple of things I want to talk about today. And the first is, how would your family perceive your faith, right? How would your siblings, your children, even if your parents are still living, like, what is their impression of you? Are you a warm, kind, loving person? Are you rigid and strict? Are you a yeller? Are you a crier? Are you emotionally high, emotionally low? Are you cranky? Do you walk around with a curled up face? These are all things that we all struggle with. I'm not saying this in a way in which to say I'm above any of this, but I think when you have 7 children, you have more people confronting you as mom, to challenge. Well, they've challenged me and they've confronted me over the years of parenting. Like, hey, mom, you talk about faith. You wrote this book on faith, but you're super grumpy, or you're, you need to give me more time or attention with my, basically stop multitasking, mom, or whatever that is, that need in the moment. But I thought, wow, what awesome feedback. And not every kid is able to give their parent that type of feedback. And I think it's a point to reflect on, because I love Friendship Friday. Friendships are awesome. They support us, they help us. But the truth is, our families are super important, that we spend some time thinking about our relationships, reflecting on how we treat our family, what our witness is to our family. And Lent is the perfect time to reconcile difficulties between relationships in your family. Think about when's the last time you talked to your siblings? When's the last time you set up a time and you had a meaningful conversation, or you even talked about your faith? For a lot of families, faith is something that you just don't even talk about. The other thing with weekends, a lot of us do struggle with the weekend. It's not something that is, you're not abnormal if you don't, because there's a lot of different pulling voices, right? We got to clean, we got to get stuff done. I have to go to the grocery store today. Who's going to help me unload? Yet the kids are like, let's have fun. I want to have fun. My husband wants to have fun. So kind of laying it out. I like to lay out my weekend typically on Thursday. I try to get as much cleaning done kind of on Thursday so that I can go into the weekend more enjoyable. And that's one reason why I get up early. I'm sure you get up early to get your workout in, get the stuff you need to do. So I think this idea of passing faith on to your children is really important. Someone told me a story recently, and I thought it was very, really a great story to reflect on. They were saying that it was actually a pastor who was reflecting on his children's relationship with their faith later in life, and they weren't practicing their faith. And what was most interesting is they said later that they felt more welcomed, more loved by their coworkers at this Pizza Hut than they did in their relationship with their, at home. And I was like, oh, that's tough, right? Because we could be pouring ourselves into our children so much that we forget those basic courtesies. We forget those basic, principles of giving them attention, listening to them. I struggle with listening all the way through and really saying, I really want to come to hear what you have to say. And that's really important, especially with teenagers, because I've been reflecting on like little kids. I know that they are challenging. It's hard. They're demanding, but their needs are basically a lot less complex. Most of, not disregarding health concerns if there's something like that. But you can give them, a glass of milk and they're happy. You can give them a cookie. You can read them a book. You can, set them up to play. But the truth is that we learn in each stage. We have to work on not being resentful, right? Like wherever we are. And there's always, always hope, because you're never too old to grow in this aspect of your relationship with your family. I think that's really true, because obviously I've had issues. We've all had issues, but I don't want you to feel guilty and like live in that place of the past, but rather be like, it's a new day. I can make some efforts in these relationships. I can work on my own tone this Lent, how I speak to people, not just these basic principles make a really big difference. And I know I referred to Jeremiah 29:11. If you don't know that verse, I think that is the perfect verse for everyone during Lent. And it's again, for I know well the plans I have in mind for you, says the Lord, plans for your welfare, not your woe, plans to give you a future full of hope. So if you are feeling overwhelmed, even by some of the things I'm saying, remember, God has a plan for you, for your family, a plan of hope. So you're going to get on the other side, right? He wants to move mountains. He wants to move mountains. So let me give you a quick background on my family. So I have 7 children, 21 to 5, and let's see, they're all above teenagers except for 2 of them. So that's pretty awesome. 5 children are teenagers. So that's, you never stop learning. And it's hard, right? Like no parenting book is perfect, right? They might give you suggestions. They might give you ideas. Magazines might give you the perfect ideal scenario of what it looks like. But the truth is, it all begins in our heart. It all begins with the hope we have, the relationships we desire, and we work towards that. And we can always change. If you are feeling like your religion, your faith is inspiring to you, but you're difficult to live with, your kids don't feel that love. When a child says, I don't always feel your love, Mom, that's a place to reflect on. That's a place to really not be threatened by that, but to be inspired by that. To say, what shifts can I do to help my children feel more engaged, not only with my love, but the love of God. And lastly, I want to end with just what has transformed me, what has changed my family life, how I view raising 7 children and everything, is I know that my heart is an empty vessel. And without God's love going into my heart and out through my heart, that's the way to prevent burnout. That's the way that I know that I can't do it all. I can't. No one can. You will crash and burn if you try to do it all. But the truth is that we are called to be this little vessel, and we're called to receive God's love and give God's love and share that love with others, and ask for forgiveness when we don't do a good job. So that's what I love about my book, Secrets of the Sacred Heart, is that it's all about the heart transplant. Now, I kept you on way too long, so sorry for the long one, but I think this is a really important topic, one worth reflecting on. So hopefully you all have a fantastic day. I love my morning crew, and thank you so much. I will be praying for you Cheerings towards you, enjoying my quiet morning before all the people wake up. All right, take care.